すまない。思ったより時間がかかってしまった。やった！
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the anime that got more hate than they should have.
直哉くんですよね。
そうだけど。
Number 10, Mobile Suit Gundam AGE.
何？
フリットったらガンダムのことになると必死なんだもん。
ガンダムは特別なんだよ。
Mecha fans can be a picky bunch. When it was released, Gundam AGE was immediately dismissed by many for having a childish-looking art style. But you should never judge a book by its cover, or a Gundam for that matter.
ガンダムで体当たりしてでもエネルギーコアを爆発させる。
Despite its appearance, the series addresses some fairly serious issues and has a solid story that took some risks. Its narrative structure, which features multiple generations, is quite unique as well. Gundam AGE helped introduce a new generation to the franchise, and more Gundam fans is always a good thing. Besides, it gave us some of the coolest designs in recent years. Number 9, The Way of the House Husband. Although fans of this gag comedy series about a yakuza turned stay-at-home husband were hyped for its anime adaptation at first, their excitement turned sour when they saw the animation style, or lack thereof. Like some other gag manga adaptations, The Way of the House Husband features minimal animation, instead featuring more still frames than moving pictures. While many blamed the animation studio for this decision, it was in fact down to the producer. Personally, we still enjoy the comedic moments, and the lack of motion only highlights the voice acting, which is quite excellent. Besides, anyone hoping for more motion from the characters can always check out the live-action version. Number 8, YuGiOh 5Ds. We'll admit the concept of this YuGiOh series is objectively ridiculous. However, there's more to 5Ds than just being a show about card games on motorcycles. Although some people never gave it a chance because of its silly setup, 5Ds is actually one of the better YuGiOh series. It has solid plot and character development, a downright unbeatable protagonist, and a more mature tone, at least compared to some of the others in the franchise.
Oi. Duel しろよ。
We're not saying it's a masterpiece, but for what it is, it's much better than it has any right to be.
フェイクエクスプロージョンペンタを発動している。このカードは相手の攻撃からモンスターを守り、その時手札からレベル5のモンスターを特殊召喚する。
Number 7, Fate Stay Night. The Fate franchise has a reputation for impeccable animation and great faithfulness to its source material. Now, but before Ufotable and their unlimited budget works, Fate fans had a bone to pick with Studio Dean's adaptation of the original visual novel. The original Fate Stay Night adaptation has been criticized for everything from its animation to mixing and matching story elements from the game's diverging storylines. Is it as good as it could be? No. Would we like another adaptation of the Saber Roots? Absolutely.
Please know that I love you.
But as an introduction to Fate, it still works fine, and taken on its own merits, and not as an adaptation, there are definitely worse anime out there. Number 6, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Deniateza. Based on the military space opera books, Legend of the Galactic Heroes Deniateza is an adaptation that has drawn many comparisons to the original series of OVAs released in the 1980s and 90s. Although fans of the older anime have dismissed Deniateza as being inferior, we'd still argue that it's still a pretty good adaptation, just in a different way. It may not delve as deeply as the OVAs, but that also makes it more digestible for casual audiences, and therefore easier to get into for new fans. Plus, it has all the same epic showdowns between Reinhard and Yang, but with modern animation. Number 5, Uzaki-chan wants to hang out.
Oi, Uzaki!
Romance anime about teasing girls tend to get a lot of backlash. Just ask Nagatoro. But while that heroine's teasing got mistaken for bullying, the reaction to Uzaki-chan was more skin deep. The titular character's design had some Twitter users up in arms. How dare this series creator design a petite college girl with a large chest? Everyone expects realistic proportions from animated characters.
だってまだまだ全然遊び足りないっす。ずっと夏休みならもっともっと先輩と遊べるのに。
Those who aren't out to body shame the character design discovered that Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out is just a wholesome and adorable romantic comedy. Although, if anything, the controversy only made the show more popular. So, while it doesn't deserve the hate, it might not have hurt the show.
そういう意味ってどういう意味っすか？
Number 4, Fairy Tail.
お前チアとカメの競争の話知らねえのか？チアじゃなくてウサギだろ。しかもウサギ負けてんだろそれ。
Of the big shonen anime, Fairy Tail gets some of the most hate. Whether you think it's because of the art style is too much like One Piece, there's too much fan service, or the power of friendship prevails too often, Fairy Tail is a frequent target of criticism. But on the other hand, Fairy Tail is popular for good reason. The fights are exciting and fast-paced. The cast is more of an ensemble than most shonen series, with more characters getting a chance to shine.
何が S クラスだ。S 級のエルザの凄さは俺らがよーく知ってっからな。
Yes, there's a lot of fan service, but at least it's equal opportunity. Plus, the soundtrack is awesome. And sure, friendship conquers all, but come on, it's shonen.
あれ体が。報道中にも2体も使ったからね。
僕はいつでも助けに来るから。
Number 3, Rent a Girlfriend.
大学の同級生の方かしら？まさか彼女？
それはないよ母ちゃん。和也だぞ。
そうよね。
Harem rom-coms tend to be pretty divisive, and Rent a Girlfriend is among the most reviled in recent years. While the concept of renting a girlfriend is uncomfortable to some viewers, it's the protagonist's personality and the story's general lack of progression that seem to get most viewers up in arms. Still, the flawed characters and college setting do make for a nice change of pace from all the high school anime rom-coms with characters who can do no wrong.
ルカちゃんのこと好き？
好きじゃねえよ。
We're not saying it's the best thing ever, but there is a certain amount of bandwagoning to Rent a Girlfriend's hate train. Plus, I love Mommy. I'm sorry, okay?
和也くんのこと好きなんじゃないですか？
Number 2, Black Clover.
ああ、光栄に思え。ソシ村でイノシシ狩りだ。イノシシ？
Another unfairly maligned shonen series, Black Clover is not as bad as its haters would have you believe. Admittedly, the protagonist Asta doesn't make the best first impression with its frequent yelling. Also, we'll admit that it's a bit of a cookie-cutter shonen series, at least at first.
私が守るのよ！新しい魔法が。
As the series goes on, it just gets better, as does the animation. It's also delivered some of the greatest fights in anime in recent years. Yes, the series may be conventional shonen, but it takes all those tried and true tropes and introduces them in an entertaining package for modern audiences.
獣と呼んだその人たちは俺が守るべき存在だ。
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Sword Art Online.
おいアスナ
怖かったキリト君が死んじゃったら
Despite its impact on the isekai and video game anime genres, dunking on SAO is practically an intentional pastime these days. Whether anime fans are lamenting its bland, overpowered protagonist, the repetitive story beats, or some of its more infamously uncomfortable moments, Sword Art Online has been picked apart in the years since it began.
行くよどこまでも一緒に
Yet, it became so famous for good reasons too. The fights are awesome and brilliantly animated. The video game world building is intriguing. The romance, while not the best, did get people shipping. Plus, Alicization is genuinely fantastic. For better or worse, SAO changed the anime landscape going forward. You just kinda gotta ignore the haters.
キリト君リーバちゃん
Is there an anime everyone hates that you love? Let us know in those comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.